Well, in a very interesting turn of events, by the way, welcome to Alternative Mindsets. I'm Chinwe Blessing. I have two very interesting, strongly opinionated young gentlemen in the house. I don't know how that works, but yes, they are. Hi, Peter. I was about to say Paul again. Hi, Peter. How was your weekend? Where's Paul? You're Peter. Where's Paul?
I don't understand.
Oh, dear
There's
God.
no Paul in my family.
There's no Paul in your family?
Yeah.
Oh, dear Lord. And Philip. Hi, Philip.
Hello.
Let's just get into it. I think I'd rather deal with Nigeria's issues than the two of you. All 38 worshippers abducted from Kwara rescued. So we remember that in a church, in a Christ Apostolic Church in Kwara State, while they were filming service, a Thanksgiving service at that, we heard, they were attacked and 38 people were kidnapped. Now, all of them have been rescued, and as soon as they got in, they were escorted by the DSS. They were taken straight to the government house. And after the governor had a brief conversation with them, they were sent to the government house clinic. I'm not going to say much about that. I'm just going to allow the analysts, starting with you, Philip. What do you think about this development? The fact that they've been, it's good news, right, that they've been rescued?
Well, very good news, but I will ask the question. If you informed us how this, Christ Apostolic Church worshippers were kidnapped and taken away to an unknown place, and there was outcry for the incident's attack on Christian community and churches, and you rescue these churches as it were. Don't forget, on the day of the adoption, 2 lives were lost. And you're saying you rescue without mentioning the lives that were lost. That's one. Secondly, you haven't told the public how they were rescued. Were they rescued? They were really rescued, or was ransom paid? If they were rescued, what happened to their kidnappers, the terrorists? What happened to them? Were they arrested, or they were liquidated? Or what happened? Or you have it, or they repented of their action and decided to release, the adoptee. There's so many unanswered questions.
If one of the questions I was hoping you would ask is, where did they come from? Who rescued them? I thought you were going to ask that. So I'm going to ask you that. Do you have any idea? I know I should not ask you, but I am asking you because I don't have anybody else to ask. Do we have any clue as to where they were released from? Do we have any answers as to who took them, where they were taken to?
Or where they were rescued from?
Okay, then let me say with government line, you said they were rescued. Philip asked some cogent questions. If you said they were rescued, that means you went to where they were. So how did you rescue them? Have you neutralized the threats? Or have arrests been made? How was it done? See, until government becomes open, comes clean, give the adequate information, people always will fill in the gaps. So these people that they will rescue, what happened? How did it happen? And again, they got this intel. People died in the church. What becomes of those people that died? What is the plan for the families of the dead? Some weeks ago, heard what happened in Benue, when they attacked that place. President asked you a question, has anybody been arrested? We said that police showed some face. As of today, has they convicted anybody from that group they showed us? So until we people begin paying for their offenses, until there's a repercussion for every action, this people, it will embody them. This case has been more than 2 months. We've not heard about any conviction. Nobody has been convicted to our notice, to our knowledge. If they have, let us know. You said they were rescued. How did it happen? And most likely, I might be wrong. What I feel like ransom were paid. Exchange was done. Because you cannot go to rescue people without you neutralizing the threat. Or you said they abandoned those people and ran away? How?
Why would they run away?
Thank you.
They wanted 100 million from each of them, so that would be 380 million.
Away.
Thrown away like that.
So
that's not in the character of the bandits. But before we come there, there's a question of they were taken straight to the government house. according to one of my friends, as how. And they were treated in the government house clinic after they were seen by the governor. What happened to taking them to a proper hospital and the governor going to see them there if he cares that much? Why would they be moved from a kidnapping den to, government house? It's starting to question the seriousness of the matter. Were they actually kidnapped, or was this some kind of trick that was being played on Nigerians?
Now, let me tell you something. If you happen to see the video, I happen to, I saw it on Channel this morning. One of the adoptee that now regained freedom said that from day one, from the beginning, from the very minute they were kidnapped, that the kidnapper made it clear to them that there were no room for escape. And that when they got to where they were housed, it was clear to them that these kidnappers were in charge, that the area is fortified by these kidnappers. So there were no room for escape. The question is that if the man was saying it to the public glaring under camera that the place is fortified, that's why I asked the question. So the place that was fortified, what happened? How did the man said they made it clear to them that don't even try to escape because you can't, because they are in charge of the area. And here we are talking about sovereignty of this country, and that Trump cannot say that he's going to come and flush out the terrorists, because if he does so, that means Nigerian sovereignty is under questioning. But here is a country that claims to be a country that has sovereignty, and part of the country is already being controlled by the bandits. So where is the sovereignty? So the question I ask again. If only we can get access to the man who said the kidnapper said, don't even try to escape because you can't escape because we're in charge. So what happened? I still ask the question, what happened? What happened?
How did we get here? You have something to say?
Yeah, I do. Okay, let's give it to government that they've rescued them. But does it end there? Rescuing them, has it neutralized the threat? Has it stopped it from happening again? What is the contingent plan to stop it from happening again? That's what we should be looking at.
Here's a question that I have, that I've been pondering on since I saw the story this morning. How do you say that you caught a thief, a notorious thief, and we cannot see the thief? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. So I remember back in the day when we were growing up in the 90s, you guys were already grown up, I get it. But we were growing up at the time. And we used to have death by firing squads, and it will be nationally broadcasted, and everybody will watch notorious criminals executed in public, and it did, deter a lot of people from going into crime, because they know, say, if they catch you,
there's a price.
There's a price that will be paid. You're going to be embarrassed. Your family is going to be embarrassed, and he went on to do that. Now, people were kidnapped. 2 people were killed, right? The ripple effect, hundreds of Nigerians have been affected by this, right? And you show up and you're like, someone stole from you, someone stole your phone, take your phone back. And nobody is saying, where did you get the phone from? How are we okay with this?
That's what I'm asking.
How are we quiet about this? I know I'm supposed to be anchoring this right now and just, going on with the questions, but it's baffling. Where do you start to view it from? Where is it done anywhere in the world that we don't know what has happened to these kidnappers?
And the Nigerian government went on to say that they have stepped up the fight against terrorism, and they have been able to rescue the 38 kidnapped worshipper at the Christ Apostolic Church in Eruku in the Ekiti state of Kwara State. And here we are faced with so many unanswered questions, because like the question he rightly put forward, if you have rescued these persons, what happened to the threat? Has the threat been neutralized? Has it been cleaned off? So what is the assurance that there will be no further kidnapping of worshipper in the near future? Because if you had not told us what has happened to the perpetrator of this crime, that means they are still walking free. Like the question you said, if you stole my property and somebody else brought the property without telling me how he came into, possession of that property, I think I have cause to be worried about that person that is handing me over my stolen property. So this is where we are in this country. The government of Nigeria had told us that the Christians that were kidnapped has been rescued. Nigeria should go celebrate it without asking questions what happened to those who kidnapped them. So this goes further to confirm the complexity of government in the whole insecurity arrangement in this country, because government cannot excuse themselves with all the fact that is that before us, and this is why Nigeria will remain a country of particular concern by the America, because if the government is not, if they have been economical with their findings and their ways about the insecurity issue, then there's something they are hiding. And they should be more transparent.
For me, once again, I'll say kudos to them. Since they were able to rescue these people, we look forward to them rescuing those kids that were kidnapped from KB. We look forward for them rescuing those students that were taken from school in Niger State. We look forward hearing such good news.
What about the one they kidnapped in Bruno 2 days ago?
I'm saying we look forward
Well,
hearing
I mean, if they have a blueprint, maybe Kwara should now come out and share how they were able to get these people out. Well, time is of one. Do you have more to say?
That's okay.
Just so I'm not tricking you. Time is against us. That's what I'm trying to say. We have to quickly go. We're going to be back with more stories. Stick around. This alternative mindsets.